Come with me as I show you how to save your money and our environment diverting your waste from landfill. Behind me is an elevator without an elevator. Why did I say that? On that, I'm gonna go get coffee. I'm Dan, this is Kiwi Skips and this is Trash Talk episode 77. Today we're at the Invercargill Museum checking out what's happening on the site. They've asked me to give a Toolbox talk, so I'm going to be letting everybody know what's happening with all the waste and all the different waste streams off the site. I'm going to shout the whole team a coffee, and then I'm going to do a site tour of the Unua Museum of Southland thanks to Invercargill City Council and Naylor Love. So let's go check out what waste solutions are on the site. Right now we're at the Naylor Love site, the new museum, and this is where you've previously seen us working with Southland Demolition, demolishing and removing the old museum, which was a pyramid, and we carted that whole pyramid away from here in our hook truck. And now we're going to go in and check out the build and check out the awesome skip solution they've got with a whole heap of skip from Kiwi Skips and their recycling at source. So I'm going to show you that and show you how that works. And while we're here, we're also shouting the whole team on site coffee. So let's go see what's happening. There's so much happening on the site. In fact, there's quite a few cranes around. I better chuck my hard hat on because right now we're on a working site and there's actually a lot of moving parts around here. But the part I'm most interested in is this part here. This is a full Kiwi Skips sorting facility basically. And this is to encourage recycling at source. And these guys are doing an amazing job. Let's actually come back over here and let's lift the first one. This is a polystyrene skip. This is all going to get recycled, and that there looks like it's ready to be emptied. So that's good. We'll get someone onto that. This one here is plastic wrap. This one here is cardboard, which also looks ready to be emptied, so we'll get someone onto that. Mixed recycling. So this here is all stuff like basically the recycling that comes off lunch. Plastic, glass, bottles, that sort of stuff goes in there. And then we've got always going to have a landfill. Like, as much as we try, we can't do away with landfill, so that's going to happen. This one here, I really like the use of this, and this is something that they were just explaining to us. Because it's a reuse bin, they actually, if they're not too sure, the guys, they put the waste in there, and then they spend the time together actually figuring out where all the different materials go. So it's really good for educating the whole site, and I imagine we'll go through a bit of that today with them, make sure we get in the right place. Down here we've got the timber skip, and anything that's longer than your arm gets reused on site, ideally on this site, and then once it gets used and cut down, everything that's shorter than a metre, basically shorter than your arm, and it will go back to a Kiwi Skips yard like you've seen previously, get shredded and used as chip. And this is a clean fill concrete skip, so all the rubble that's coming off site, all the bricks, all the concrete, excess spill is getting broken up and put into this skip, and then lastly all the metal is going into this skip here. So that there is awesome. This is a really good system, and it seems to be working really well for this site, because if you ever look around, there is absolutely no rubbish lying around, and it is a clean, productive site. So a clean site is a productive site, right? Let's carry on and go get a coffee, because I can see the coffee car's just pulled in, and that is something Kiwi Skips is doing for these guys on the site today. And look at that, I didn't have to go far, the coffee ladies come down to us. So I'm gonna get my coffee, but why we're doing this is because they're having a Toolbox meeting at 10 o'clock this morning, and they've asked if I could come talk about what we're doing here, the outcome of their waste, and just actually make sure the whole team on site know the value they're adding by sorting all their waste. And well, it's, what do we say? Waste isn't waste, it's a resource in the wrong place. But this looks like they're putting the resources in the right place. I just got an empty milk bottle from Mokaraka, and which skip will it go in? This is an easy one. It goes in this one right here, the recycling, which is plastics, glass and cans. The most important thing, you always make sure you take the lid off. Luckily this one here has a lid off, so that is good to go. And like we said way back in episode 21, you've got to take that lid off. Make sure you get those caps off and get rid of them, because they are not recyclable. Look at that, the horn's just gone and everyone knows where to go. Everyone's flocking in for a nice hot coffee on this cold, fresh morning. And then we're going to get into our Toolbox meeting. I want to start with what you guys are doing here. You guys are absolutely leading the way in Southland, and I don't think a lot of you quite realise how much of an impact you're actually making. So awesome that you guys are doing this and doing it extremely well. But I can proudly say, like, this site here, you guys are diverting the highest results we've ever seen. It's over 90%. Huge thanks, massive pat on the back for all years. So now we've got that Toolbox done, how good? And let's reiterate the fact that these guys are striving to hit over 70% waste diversion, and they are smashing that. They are hitting over 90% waste diversion. I honestly, I'm pretty proud. Let's go have a look around this site. And where we are right now, this is going to be the main grand entrance of the new museum. And this is going to be a big glass box, and there's going to be a Te Unua double hull waka up top pointing to the Takitimus up above you. So when you walk in, let's go in and get a closer look. And obviously, I'm not using a keep cup because I came very unprepared, so I've got a wasted single-use cup. Sorry about that, team. So right now we are standing in the main reception when you walk in, and then over here is going to be a viewing platform up top on top of this area looking out to the north. So that's going to be looking out over Queen's Park, and that is going to be absolutely beautiful. And then we're going to come in here, which this is going to be the main exhibition area, where there's going to be all the incredible museum things on display, and this place is massive. How cool is this in here right now, and we're getting to see it before it gets completely fitted out with everything. So this will be cool to check back once it's open and see what it looks like exactly where we're standing right now, because I guarantee it's going to look a whole lot different. All right, so that's the space. So let's head over and look at this other space, the other side, which has offices and the big terrace roof, which is going to be looking over the park. Obviously, we can't get up there and look out over the park yet because it's not completely finished. On our way over to the other side, we just stopped to check out this truck leaving, and we've actually had our Kiwi Skips truck driving through this site and leaving out the same gate, but check out that Kenworth. Should we get one? It looks bloody good in black, doesn't it? So how cool is that exhibition space? And a massive thank you to Naylor Love for allowing us to come on site and film their progress. And one of the cool things that really stood out to me is they said, sure, you can show anything on site because we're proud of absolutely everything that's happening on the site. And that says so much for them as a company to be so proud. They're not trying to hide anything, and they've got nothing to hide because they're doing an absolutely stunning job here. So just walking through here, we're finding some pretty cool things that are happening. Right there's an elevator, which is going to take you up to the top floor, where you're going to have that beautiful viewing deck looking over the park. Around here, there's going to be a stairway heading up, and in this corner over here, if I can bring you around here, there is going to be a cafe here. And there's something that obviously gets me excited, because if you know, I love coffee and I can't get enough of it. This here is one of the coolest projects that we've been part of to date, and I am so stoked. I'm proud that Kiwi Skips is here on site, and not only on site, we are diverting maximum waste. Obviously it doesn't look like much right now, but we're going to keep you guys updated. We're going to come back. This is such a cool space, and we're definitely going to show you more of this as it progresses. Let's carry on around the outside. As you can see, these guys are in position, ready to make those last couple lifts. And obviously this here is a good working construction site. So at the moment, there is a lot of stuff around, but I don't think that's going to be the case for much longer, especially not getting close to the opening. I imagine, I don't know for a fact, but I imagine this is going to be all beautiful gardens that just ties it into the Queen's Park. So it just flows consistently into that beautiful park, and especially as you're standing up there on that viewing platform looking out to the Takitimus over the park. So in behind me right now, we just found out how these concrete panels sort of tee into each other on an angle like that. This is where the big stairway is going to be that takes you up to that viewing platform. That's going to be extraordinary. So I was just talking to the VIP structural steel crane operator that's operating this crane behind me, and he is currently just about to boom out. And the cool thing about that is once he booms out, we're in a flight path. So there is a plane coming over in about half an hour, so he has to boom in for that. So how crazy is that to think that this here, extending out to 50 meters, is putting it into the flight path. There's a few other cool facts about this. Not only does it extend out 50 meters, this is a 100-ton crane. So in close, this can lift 100 ton. That is extraordinary. The Kiwi Skips crane that we've shown you in previous episodes will only lift 12 ton in really, really close. The other crazy thing about this is that the road users on this here crane behind us is about $7 a K. So that is $7,000 for 1,000 Ks. To compare that to your typical Ford Ranger Ute is about 7 cents a K. So a huge difference. So about $70 for 1,000 Ks in a Ford Ranger. This here is $7,000 for 1,000 Ks. And They've got bigger cranes which actually run right up to about $14 a K in road users. So typically you won't see these sort of cranes driving on the road. They'll be on the back of another truck getting transported. Unfortunately today we're not going to be able to see this do any lifts because we do need to shoot away and check out another job, but we will see it like it currently is, booming out, and that is booming out into the flight path. That is crazy. So as you see behind me, that crane there is booming out and then it's going to lower down to get out of the flight path. And while we're here in front of this massive wall, we got to talk about that because this is not the finished wall that you're going to see when this museum's finished. As you see, half of it is white and then the other half is still a bare concrete. And that's because this here has a moisture barrier on it, and it's not going to stop there. There's still about 2 or 3, maybe even 4 more layers to go on top of this, which is going to make it really, really beautiful. So when you're in this car park, which is going to be over there, or walking into the park, you're going to see an extraordinary, big, beautiful museum. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, I can't wait to see it finished, and I can't wait to take my family there. Let's carry on, because we really need to go this time. Alright, so we haven't actually quite left yet. Obviously we've got all the Kiwi skips over here, and we've just found some more Kiwi skip bins. So there's a rubbish and a recycling. So this is a Kiwi skip site. Let's carry on, because we've really got to go. How cool is it that Kiwi Skips has been involved in rebuilding the Invercargill Museum? What an amazing project, and we can't wait to show you more as it unfolds. That's all for Trash Talk episode 77. Click here to see the episode where we carted the old museum away. Click here to see last week's episode, and don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't clicked it already, click it now. Click it. You're still here, you haven't clicked it yet. Hurry up and click it. That's all.